Good day everyone, my name is Verzon. Along with my group mates, Season, Melindo, Montes Claros, Alejo, Balbuena, and Quaresma are tasked to tackle or discuss about the human person and the environment. In this presentation, there are three objectives. Those are to notice things that are not in your proper place and organize it in a proper way. Second, to show care for the environment that contributes to health, well-being, and sustainable development. The last one, to demonstrate the virtues of prudence and frugality towards the environment. Oh, have you seen those pictures? What can you say about those pictures that's shown in the previous slide? Is it the first picture shows beautiful? How about the second picture that's shown in the previous slide? Is it surrounding? Is it common to your place? If you had an idea with regards to the pictures that's shown in the previous slide, did you realize that those are connected to our topic for today? Well, those pictures and questions will let us to be challenged since we are going to answer all of those questions and identify what happened. Now, look around your surroundings. Is it look like orderly or disorderly? Have you also noticed about the changes of the weather for the past years? Well, scientists look into changes in the environment and studies. They also show that our world is changing, but not for the better, but sadly for the worst. And who is responsible for this? Is it you? Is it me? Or is it us? Well, your guess is good as mine. We as human beings have a great contribution in the effect of what is happening in our environment. Our actions lead to changes that affect not only our species, but all other elements found in Earth, whether it is living things or non-living things.
Environmental philosophy. This means that as a human person, we interact not only with other fellow human beings, but also with other living and non-living elements in our environment. Humankind is a part of the world, and we significantly affect our environment in the same way that changes in our environment affect us. Environmental philosophy is the discipline that studies the moral relationship of the human beings with the environment and its non-human contents. Environmental philosophy is a branch of philosophy that talks about the concern of our environment and people living on it. Environmental philosophy has three categories by Zimmerman 1998, and those are anthropocentric reformism, environmental ethics, and radical ecology. When we say philosophy, this is a study of all general and fundamental questions about existence, reason, knowledge, values, mind, and language, while in environmental philosophy was all about our relations between our environment or nature. Environmental philosophy is a crucial type of topic where asking us like how we connect with our environment, what was our relations between our environment or nature, and how we treat our environment or nature. Environmental philosophy examines us as a human being on what our concept or way on valuing our environment or nature.
Environmental philosophy is a big concept. The entry aims to give a basic but inclusive introduction to different influential environmental philosophy theories. Environmental philosophy divides into three categories: anthropocentrism, biocentrism, and ecocentrism. And I will explain to you the meaning of these three major views. What is anthropocentrism? Anthropocentrism focuses on the significant role of humankind in the world and considers nature as the means by which humans are able to meet their needs and survive. This view believes that humans are the most important species on the planet and they are free to transform nature and uses its resources. So, when we say anthropocentrism, it focuses or the central figure here is man. This view believes that humans are the most superior or the most important creatures on earth. Man is regarded as the center of the environment and that they are free to transform nature and use its sources according to their purposes or according to their needs. Like, for example, the landscapes were reshaped to schools, building and other structures, and the farmers till soil to grow crops. People change their environment according to their needs, and the nature provides humankind with the means to survive and develop. Biocentrism believes that humans are not the only significant species on the planet and that all other organisms have inherent value and should be protected. This view advocates ethical treatment of animals. This view drives the activities and the movement for the rights and the protection of animals. Let me give you a scenario for the application of biocentrism. For example, you saw a dog getting ready to be slaughtered. Here, when we apply biocentrism, we shouldn't let the people hurt the dog because the central concept of the biocentrism is that we should protect animals or any living creature in our environment. Our government has passed laws that recognize the rights of animals treated, such as RA 8485 or the Animal Welfare Act of 1998. Always remember, biocentrism views equal importance to all organisms on the planet and considers them having an inherent worth. What is ecocentrism? Ecocentrism places great value on ecosystems and biological communities. This view believes that humankind is a part of a greater biological system or community and that we have a significant role as stewards or guardians of nature. This view promotes the idea that order and balance in nature brings about stability and beauty. Biologists believe that all biological living with each other and that all organisms occupies a significant role within an ecosystem. I want to give you an application of ecocentrism as a view in environmental philosophy, which is the use of the public transportation. Jeeps or tricycle are public transportation in our city. These are much more beneficial than driving vehicles because use of public transportation could lead to the less use of fossil oil, which are harmful to the environment. Again, ecocentrism emphasizes ecosystem and biological communities and considers humans as stewards of nature.
Environmental aesthetics. Environmental aesthetics is a philosophical view that believes maintaining order in the environment will bring a natural beauty of the surroundings and contribute to the well-being of the people and other organisms living in it. The appreciation of the natural beauty brings about the concern of the environment and helps people relate more effectively with nature.
So now, I'm going to tackle about environmental ethics. So bago ko magsugod, i-explain sa anak ko kung sa'y pasabot aning environment o sa ethics. Ang environment, obviously, mao ni siya ang atuang kapaligiran or surroundings kung asa taga-puyo o ga-operate. While ang ethics is where we can act accordingly to our law and the human nature. Environmental ethics, this is a moral approach that analyzes the relationship between humans and the environment. It also discusses environmental problems caused by human activities and social issues that impact the environment. It serves as a basis for reflecting on how our actions show our regard for nature. It also guides us in upholding the welfare of the environment and everything in it. So, ang environmental ethics daw kay ga-analyze sa relationship sa tao o sa environment. And ga-discuss po ni siya sa environmental problems nga ga-cause sa mga binuhatan sa mga tao. So, ang example ang environmental problems are pollution, global warming, overpopulation, and deforestation. And ang social issues na maka-impact ani sa environment are poverty, homelessness, climate change, and overpopulation. And reflect And ang environmental ethics po daw kay ga-reflect siya sa tuang mga binuhatan regard for nature. So as a person, it is our responsibility to start with our own actions and how they affect our immediate surroundings. So lastly, why we should learn the environmental ethics. So kailangan na to siya ma-learn kay with environmental ethics, you can ensure that imo ang ginabuhat na part is makakip sa environment na sa pamamagitan sa environmental ethics, maka-ensure ka kung imong ginabuhat ba na part is makakip sa environment na safe o protected. And that's all. Thank you.
My topic is environmentalism. Environmentalism is a perspective advocate to address a growing environmental problem. It has become an important issue in international politics as government and international organizations have devoted effort to discuss environmental issues and formulate plans to address them. Kyoto problem in 1997, where various nations committed to reduce their greenhouse gas emission in order to curb global warming. And the celebration of Earth Day, first instituted in 1970, a global effort to raise awareness of issues and inspire action among communities. The definition of environmentalism is a seek to preserve the air and water we all depend upon, as well as conserve and protect entire ecosystem comprising of animals, plants, and humans found in different habitats throughout our planet.
Sustainable development. So, what is sustainable development? This concept focuses on reconciling human activities and economic development with the protection of the environment. So, what are the main ideas of this? Number 1, we must make wise decisions regarding the use of natural resources to ensure that there is still enough left for future use. Number 2, the misuse of resources often means that other people do not get to benefit from it.
In this slide, I am going to tackle about the 3 principles of sustainability. The principles of sustainability are: the first is environmental integrity, the second is economic efficiency, and the last one is the equity. But before we're going to proceed to the next slide, I am going to recall first the sustainable development. So, sustainable development is the idea of focusing on balancing human activity and economic growth with the environmental growth. In this slide, I am going to tackle about the first principle of sustainability. The first principle of sustainability is the environmental sustainability. So, environmental sustainability refers to maintaining the state of the environment. It is also defined as a responsible interaction with the environment to avoid depletion or degradation of natural resources and allow for long-term environmental quality. Now, I am going to tackle about the second principle of sustainability, which is the economic efficiency. So, economic efficiency refers to prudence in decision-making regarding the use of resources to ensure that there is minimum to zero waste. It is also an economic tenet stating that any action achieves the greatest benefit to society when the marginal benefits from the allocation of resources are equivalent to its marginal social cost. And finally, the third or the last one principle of sustainability is the equity. So equity is the demand that we use our natural resources in such a manner that these are conserved so that the next generation will be able to use them. And also, in the context of sustainability, the equity has to do with fairness. whether all the people have similar rights and opportunities, basic needs to maintain an acceptable quality of life.
Humans need to interact with the environment to obtain our food, water, fuels, medicines, building materials, and many other things. Advances in science and technology have helped us to exploit the environment for our benefit, but we have also introduced pollution and caused environmental damage. This means that as human persons, we interact not only with our fellow human beings, but also with other living and non-living elements in our environment. Humankind is a part of the world, and we significantly affect our environment in the same way that changes in our environment affect us. This means that as humans, it is our responsibility to treat with respect not only our fellow humans, but also everything in our world.